If you're trying to conceive and feeling overwhelmed by timing, schedules, or all the mixed advice out there, take a deep breath. You're not alone. Today, we're gently breaking down the biggest myths about sex for baby making and replacing them with calm, evidence-based guidance that actually helps. We'll talk about when to have sex, how often, what really matters, and what doesn't, so you can feel more confident, informed, and at peace with your fertility journey. If this kind of reassuring, science-backed content supports you, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and stay with us for clear answers and compassionate guidance every step of the way. Trying to conceive often begins with excitement, but it can quickly turn into anxiety when couples feel unsure about time. Many people believe there is only one perfect moment to get pregnant, which creates unnecessary pressure. Understanding the fertile window helps replace fear with knowledge and allows couples to approach conception with more confidence and calm. The fertile window refers to the days in the menstrual cycle when pregnancy is most likely to occur. This window exists because sperm can survive inside the reproductive tract for several days, while the egg lives for a much shorter time after ovulation. Knowing this immediately relieves the idea that everything depends on one single day. When couples understand that fertility spans several days, they stop feeling rushed or panicked. Instead of trying to hit a precise moment, they can focus on gentle consistency. This mindset supports emotional well-being and makes the journey feel more manageable. Clarity brings reassurance. When biology replaces myths, couples feel empowered rather than overwhelmed. Learning about the fertile window is often the first step toward transforming stress into trust in the body's natural process. Many misconceptions around fertility come from oversimplified advice or outdated belief. People are often told they must have intercourse on one exact day, which is simply not true. This belief can cause frustration and self-blame when pregnancy doesn't happen. The fertile window usually spans about 6 days, leading up to and including ovulation. This means there are multiple opportunities for sperm and egg to meet naturally. Recognizing this wider window helps couples feel less pressure to perform on command. When anxiety decreases, intimacy, couples can focus on connection rather than schedule. This emotional safety is especially important for those just beginning their fertility journey. Understanding the fertile window reframes conception as a process rather than a test. It encourages patience, compassion, and realistic expectations during a deeply personal. The menstrual cycle is often misunderstood, even by people who have had periods for years. Many assume that everyone has a textbook 28-day cycle with ovulation on day 14. In reality, cycles vary widely, and that variation is completely normal. By learning how the fertile window works, individuals gain insight into their own unique cycle. This awareness removes the pressure to compare themselves to others or to unrealistic standards. Fertility is not one-size-fits-all. Tracking cycles can help people recognize patterns without becoming obsessive. Simple awareness such as noticing cycle length or bodily changes can provide valuable guidance without stress. When couples feel informed rather than confused, they approach fertility with greater emotional balance. Knowledge creates space for hope instead of fear. An important part of understanding the fertile window is knowing what ovulation really means. Ovulation is the release of an egg from the ovary, which then travels into the fallopian. This is where fertilization can occur if sperm are already present. Because the egg survives for only about 12 to 24 hours, sperm need to be nearby ahead of time. This is why the days leading up to ovulation are so important. Intercourse before ovulation is often more effective than trying afterward. This biological reality surprises many people and brings relief. It means you don't have to wait for a single green light day. Instead, preparation over several days is what truly matters. Understanding this timing helps couples feel proactive rather than reactive. It transforms fertility from guesswork into informed participation. Stress is one of the most common emotional challenges when couples feel like they are racing against time. Stress can overshadow intimacy. Understanding the fertile window helps slow everything down. Knowing that sperm can survive for several days creates breathing room. Couples no longer feel that missing one day ruins their chances. This flexibility supports both emotional health and relationship harmony. Reducing stress doesn't mean ignoring timing. It means approaching timing with realism. When knowledge replaces urgency, couples feel safer and more grounded. A calm approach to fertility supports the body as well as the mind. Feeling relaxed and informed allows intimacy to feel natural again. Another benefit of understanding the fertile window is improved communication between partners. Instead of secrecy or silent pressure, couples can talk openly about timing and expectations. This shared understanding strengthens teamwork. When both partners understand how fertility works, responsibility feels shared rather than heavy. No one feels blamed or inadequate if pregnancy doesn't happen right away. This shared knowledge creates emotional closeness. Fertility becomes something the couple navigates together, not something one person carries alone. Healthy communication is just as important as biological timing. Understanding the fertile window supports both. Many new parents do be worried they are doing something wrong. These fears often come from misinformation rather than reality. Learning about the fertile window reassures couples that small timing differences rarely make or break conception. Fertility is influenced by many factors, most of which are outside immediate control. The fertile window simply identifies when chances are high or not guaranteed. This perspective reduces self-blame. When expectations become realistic, patience grows. Couples can focus on consistency and care rather than perfection. Understanding fertility as a range rather than a moment helps people feel kinder toward themselves. Education plays a powerful role in emotional well-being during the fertility journey. When people understand what is happening in their bodies, fear naturally decreases. Knowledge replaces uncertainty. The fertile window offers structure without rigidity. It provides guidance while allowing flexibility. This balance is especially comforting for those feeling overwhelmed. Rather than chasing myths, couples can rely on science-based understanding. This builds trust in the process, even when results take time. Feeling informed helps couples stay hopeful without becoming consumed by anxiety. It's important to remember that conception is not a test of worth or effort. Even with perfect timing, pregnancy may not happen immediately. Understanding the fertile window helps frame this reality gently. The fertile window increases chances, but it does not control outcome. This awareness helps couples release unrealistic expectations and focus on long-term well-being. Patience becomes easier when people understand probability instead of perfection. Each cycle becomes part of a journey, not a verdict. This mindset protects emotional health during a deeply vulnerable time. Ultimately, understanding the fertile window brings peace of mind. It transforms fertility from something mysterious and stressful into something understandable and manageable. Knowledge becomes a source of couples who feel informed are better equipped to navigate uncertainty. They can make decisions with confidence rather than fear. This foundation of understanding supports every step of the fertility journey. It allows hope to exist alongside patience. Clarity does not guarantee pregnancy, but it does guarantee reassurance, empowerment, and emotional stability. One of the most reassuring truths about fertility is that ovulation does not follow a rigid rulebook. Many people grow up believing that ovulation always happens on the same day for everyone, but the human body is far more individual than that. Understanding this removes unnecessary fear and comparison. Cycles can be longer, shorter, or slightly irregular, and this does not mean something is wrong. Ovulation timing naturally shifts based on cycle length, hormones, stress levels, and overall health. These variations are part of normal reproductive physiology. When people stop expecting their bodies to follow a strict schedule, anxiety begins to. Fertility becomes something to observe and understand, not control or judge. This shift is deeply calming for those trying to. Normalizing variation allows individuals to trust their bodies instead of doubting them. That trust is a powerful emotional foundation during the fertility journey. The idea of a perfect 28-day cycle is often taught because it is simple, not because it is common. In reality, many people never experience cycles that fit this model. This does not reduce their ability to. Ovulation typically occurs about 12 to 14 days before the next menstrual period, not always on day 14 of the cycle. This means someone with a 30-day cycle may ovulate later, while someone with a shorter cycle may ovulate earlier. Understanding this concept helps couples avoid miscalculating their fertile window. It also reduces frustration when timing based on assumptions does not lead to pregnancy. Knowledge replaces confusion when people learn how ovulation truly works in relation to their own cycle length. Accepting cycle variability helps release self-blame. Many individuals assume that if their cycles are not regular enough, conception will be difficult or impossible. This belief is both inaccurate and harmful. A cycle that varies slightly from month to month can still support ovulation and healthy fertility. Small shifts are often influenced by stress, illness, travel, or lifestyle change, all of which are part of real life. When people understand this, they become gentler with themselves. Fertility stops feeling like a personal failure and starts feeling like a biological process with natural fluctuation. This mindset supports emotional resilience and reduces unnecessary worry during early fertility effort. Tracking menstrual cycles can be empowering rather than stressful when done with the right perspective. The goal is awareness, not perfection. Simply knowing when periods start and end provides valuable insight. Over time, patterns often emerge that help individuals estimate when ovulation might occur. These patterns are personal and do not need to match anyone else's experience. Tracking should feel supportive, not obsessive. When used gently, it builds confidence and body awareness without adding pressure. Understanding personal rhythm allows couples to work with their bodies instead of against them. Comparing fertility journeys can be emotionally draining. Social media, forums, and well-meaning advice often promote unrealistic timelines and expectations. Recognizing individual variation helps protect mental health. Every body responds differently to hormonal signals. This uniqueness is not a flaw, it is biology. Letting go of comparison brings peace and patience. When couples stop measuring themselves against others, they can focus on what truly matters: consistency, connection, and care. Emotional calm supports both relationship health and the overall fertility experience. Irregularity does not automatically mean infertility. Many people with cycles that vary still ovulate regularly and conceive naturally. Understanding this prevents unnecessary fear early in the journey. Medical evaluation is important when concerns persist, but early anxiety often comes from misunderstanding rather than real problem. Education helps distinguish between normal variation and true warning signs. This clarity empowers individuals to seek help when appropriate without panic. Balance replaces fear-driven decision. Knowing what is normal allows couples to move forward with confidence instead of constant worry. Learning about ovulation timing also helps couples plan intercourse more realistically. Instead of relying on calendar myths, they can observe their own cycle cues. This leads to better timing without stress. Flexible understanding allows room for real life. Missed days no longer feel catastrophic. The fertile window still offers opportunity. This flexibility preserves intimacy and prevents fertility from becoming mechanical. Emotional connection remains central. Healthy fertility journeys honor both biology and relationship. Education brings emotional relief. When people understand that their cycle does not need to be perfect, pressure eases. Fertility becomes less intimidating. Ovulation variability is not chaos, it is natural adaptation. Bodies respond to internal and external signals in intelligent ways. Trust grows when people understand that variation is expected, not danger. This trust supports long-term emotional well-being. Feeling informed creates calm, even when outcomes. Patience becomes easier when expectations are realistic. Understanding ovulation variability helps couples see fertility as a process, not a deadline. Each cycle offers information, not judgment. Even cycles that differ slightly still contribute to understanding the body better. This perspective protects hope while maintaining emotional balance. Progress is measured in knowledge, not just results. Compassion for oneself becomes part of the fertility journey. Ultimately, accepting ovulation variability allows individuals to relax into the process of trying to. Normalizing differences removes fear and comparison. Bodies are designed to work in diverse ways, and fertility reflects that diversity. There is no single correct cycle. When people feel reassured instead of rushed, their journey becomes more sustainable. Calm replaces pressure. Understanding variation is a powerful step toward confidence, patience, and peace of mind. One of the most overlooked yet reassuring signs of fertility fertility is the body's natural production of cervical mucus. Many people are never taught what these changes mean, which can lead to confusion or unnecessary worry. Learning about cervical mucus helps individuals feel more connected to their bodies. As ovulation approaches, rising estrogen levels cause the cervix to produce more mucus. This mucus becomes thinner, clearer, and more slippery, often compared to raw egg whites. These changes are not random. They are purposeful and supportive of conception. This type of cervical mucus helps sperm survive and move more easily through the reproductive tract. It creates an environment that supports fertilization rather than working against it. Understanding this helps replace fear with trust in the body. Recognizing cervical mucus as a helpful sign, not something strange or empowers individuals to observe fertility gently and naturally. Many people feel surprised or even uncomfortable when they first notice changes in cervical mucus. Without proper education, these changes can be misinterpreted as a problem. In reality, they are a sign that the body is functioning as designed. The most fertile cervical mucus appears during the fertile window, just before ovulation. Its slippery consistency allows sperm to travel efficiently toward the egg. This is one of the body's most elegant fertility mechanisms. By learning to recognize these changes, couples can better understand when fertility is highest without relying entirely on technology. This can feel calming and empowering rather than clinical. Body awareness becomes a valuable tool when it is framed with reassurance instead of judgment. Cervical mucus observation offers flexibility in fertility awareness. Unlike strict calendars, it adapts to the body's natural rhythm. This makes it especially helpful for people with cycles that are not perfectly predictable. Stress, illness, travel, and lifestyle changes can shift ovulation timing, but cervical mucus often reflects these changes in real time. This allows individuals to adjust their expectations without panic. Understanding this helps reduce anxiety around missing ovulation. The body provides signals when it is ready, and those signals can be trusted. When people learn to listen to their bodies, fertility awareness becomes supportive rather than stressful. The connection between estrogen and cervical mucus is central to understanding fertility. As estrogen rises, mucus becomes more abundant and fertile. This hormonal communication is a sign that ovulation is approaching. Peak cervical mucus usually appears in the days just before ovulation. This timing allows sperm to be present and waiting when the egg is released. Nature builds in this overlap to increase the chance of conception. Recognizing this overlap reassures couples that timing does not need to be exact. The body prepares in advance, offering multiple opportunities for sperm and egg to meet. This knowledge replaces urgency with confidence and trust in natural process. Observing cervical mucus does not require perfection or constant monitoring. Even casual awareness can provide useful information. The goal is understanding, not Some people notice these changes clearly, while others observe them more subtly. Both experiences are normal. Fertility signs vary, just as cycles. Letting go of rigid expectations allows observation to feel gentle, supportive. Fertility awareness should never feel like a test. When approached calmly, cervical mucus becomes a reassuring guide rather than a source of stress. Cervical mucus also helps couples communicate more openly about fertility. Sharing observations can foster teamwork rather than pressure. Fertility becomes a shared experience instead of a solitary burden. This shared understanding strengthens emotional connection. It shifts the focus from performance to partnership. Couples feel more aligned and supported. Open communication reduces misunderstandings and emotional distance. Fertility journeys are easier when both partners feel informed. Knowledge becomes a bridge rather than a barrier in relationship. Many fertility myths ignore the importance of cervical mucus entirely. This leads people to rely solely on calendars or tests. While those tools can be helpful, they are not the only source of insight. Cervical mucus reflects real-time fertility readiness. It offers immediate feedback from the body. This can be incredibly reassuring for those seeking natural indicators. Understanding this helps couples feel less dependent on external. Confidence grows when the body's signals are understood. This awareness brings balance to fertility planning. It is important to distinguish normal fertile mucus from signs of infection. Fertile mucus is typically clear, stretchy, and odorless. This clarity helps reduce unnecessary worry. Learning these differences empowers individuals to recognize what is normal for them. Knowledge replaces fear-driven assumptions. When people feel confident in interpreting their body's signs, anxiety decreases. Fertility awareness becomes grounded and calm. Education transforms uncertainty into reassuring. Trusting cervical mucus signs supports patients during the conception journey. It reminds couples that the body has built-in guidance systems. Fertility is not random, it is responsive. Even when pregnancy does not happen immediately, these signs offer valuable information. Each cycle provides insight rather than disappointment. This perspective helps maintain emotional balance. Hope and patience can coexist. Understanding natural fertility signs fosters long-term resilience. Ultimately, cervical mucus changes are one of the body's most gentle and supportive fertility. They guide couples toward their fertile window without pressure or urgency. Recognizing and trusting these changes allows fertility awareness to feel natural rather than forced. Calm replaces confusion. When people understand their bodies, they feel empowered rather than anxious. Knowledge becomes reassurance. This gentle awareness supports a healthier, more peaceful fertility journey. Ovulation predictor kits are often introduced as a way to bring certainty into the fertility journey. For many people, however, they can quickly become a source of stress if their purpose is misunderstood. These kits are tools meant to inform, not judge, or define success. At their core, ovulation predictor kits detect a hormonal signal called luteinizing hormone, or LH. This hormone rises shortly before ovulation, signaling that the body is preparing to release an egg. A positive result simply means ovulation is approaching. Understanding this purpose helps reframe expectation. A test line does not measure worth, effort, or fertility potential. It only reflects a moment in the hormonal cycle. When people approach these tools with clarity, anxiety begins to soften and confidence grows. Many individuals expect ovulation predictor kits to give exact answers, but biology does not always behave predictably. Hormone levels can fluctuate, and timing can vary slightly from cycle to cycle. This does not mean the test is wrong or that the body is failing. A positive ovulation test usually appears 24 to 48 hours before ovulation occurs. This window allows couples time to plan intercourse without rushing or panic. The test is meant to guide, not pressure. False negatives or unclear results can happen, especially if testing starts too late. Learning how to use these kits properly helps reduce frustration and misunderstanding. When expectations are realistic, these tools become helpful companions rather than sources of stress. Starting ovulation testing earlier than expected ovulation day is often recommended. This ensures that the LH surge is not missed. Missing the surge can lead to unnecessary confusion and worry. Testing once daily around the early fertile window provides a clearer picture of hormonal pattern. Consistency matters more than perfection. Each test contributes information. It is important to remember that a single cycle does not define fertility. One unclear result does not signal a problem. Fertility is evaluated over time, not in isolated moments. Viewing ovulation predictor kits as part of a broader picture helps maintain emotional balance. Some people feel discouraged if ovulation predictor kits seem inconsistent or confusing. This emotional response is understandable, especially when trying to conceive feels deeply personal. Education helps soften these reactions. Hormonal signals are influenced by stress, illness, sleep, and lifestyle. These factors can affect test results without indicating any underlying issue. The body responds dynamically to life. Understanding this flexibility allows individuals to approach testing with curiosity rather than fear. The goal is awareness, not control. When curiosity replaces judgment, fertility tracking feels less overwhelming. Ovulation predictor kits work best when combined with other signs of cervical mucus changes, cycle tracking, and physical sensations all add context. No single tool tells the entire story. This combined approach reduces dependence on one test result. Fertility becomes a pattern rather than a pass-or-fail move. This perspective protects emotional well-being. When multiple signs align, confidence increases. When they do not, patience is easier to maintain. Balanced fertility awareness supports both knowledge and calm. It is common for couples to place emotional weight on ovulation. Seeing a positive result can bring excitement, while uncertainty can bring disappointment. Recognizing these emotions helps normalize the experience. These tests do not predict pregnancy, they only indicate timing. Pregnancy depends on many factors beyond ovulation alone. This understanding prevents misplaced expectation. Letting go of emotional attachment to test lines allows intimacy to remain natural. Fertility does not need to feel clinical or transactional. Healthy emotional boundaries around testing support long-term resilience. Ovulation predictor kits should serve the couple, not control them. When testing becomes stressful, it is okay to step back or simplify. Fertility journeys are not meant to feel punished. Some cycles benefit from testing, while others may not require it. Flexibility helps maintain emotional health. There is no single correct way to track ovulation. Listening to emotional needs is just as important as following hormonal signals. Balance creates sustainability. Fertility awareness works best when it supports, rather than overwhelms. Using ovulation predictor kits can also encourage shared understanding between partners. When both people understand what the test means, pressure decreases. Fertility becomes a shared experience. Clear communication prevents misunderstandings and misplaced blame. A negative or unclear result does not belong to one person alone. Biology is a team process. Shared knowledge strengthens connection and reduces emotional distance. Fertility journeys are easier when navigated together. Understanding tools together builds trust and teamwork. Education transforms ovulation predictor kits from intimidating devices into simple guides. Knowing how and why they work changes the emotional experience entirely. Fear fades as understanding grows. When people see tests as information rather than evaluation, they regain control over their mindset. Fertility becomes something to learn about, not fear. This shift protects hope while encouraging patience. Progress is measured in understanding, not just outcome. Knowledge creates emotional steadiness during uncertainty. Ultimately, ovulation predictor kits are meant to support, not define, the fertility journey. They offer insight into timing, not guarantees of pregnancy. This distinction is essential for emotional well-being. When used with education and flexibility, these tools empower rather than overwhelm. They become one helpful piece of a larger fertility. Letting go of perfection allows space for calm, connection, and trust. Fertility journeys thrive in balance. Understanding the role of these helps couples move forward with confidence and peace. One of the most calming truths about fertility is that conception does not depend on a single, perfect moment. Many couples feel intense pressure to time intercourse exactly right, believing that one missed day means a missed chance. Understanding the lifespan of sperm and eggs helps release this fear. After ovulation, the egg remains viable for fertilization for about 12 to 24 hours. This window may seem short, but it is only part of the story. Fertility is supported by what happens before ovulation as well. Sperm can survive inside the female reproductive tract for up to 5 days. This means intercourse that occurs several days before ovulation still result in pregnancy. This biological overlap creates flexibility and reassurance. The body is designed to support conception over time, not in a single instant. The idea that sperm must arrive at the exact moment the egg is released is a common misconception. In reality, sperm often wait inside the reproductive tract for the egg to appear. This waiting period is a normal and important part of conception. Cervical mucus during the fertile window helps protect and nourish sperm, allowing them to survive longer. This environment increases the chance that sperm and egg will meet naturally. Understanding this removes urgency and panic around timing. Couples no longer feel that every moment must be perfectly planned. Flexibility supports emotional calm and allows intimacy to feel more natural and less pressured. Knowing that sperm can live for several days changes how couples approach intercourse. Instead of focusing on one specific day, they can think in terms of a range of fertile days. This broader view is deeply reassuring. This understanding helps couples feel successful, even if schedules are imperfect. Missed days no longer feel like failure. There are still opportunities within the fertile window. When pressure decreases, emotional connection often improves. Intimacy becomes about closeness rather than performance. Biology supports patience, not urgency. The short lifespan of the egg is often misunderstood as a reason to panic. While the egg does live briefly after ovulation, sperm presence before ovulation is what truly matters. Preparation is key. Having sperm already present in the fallopian tubes increases the likelihood of fertilization. This is why intercourse before ovulation is often more effective than afterward. Understanding this helps couples plan calmly rather than reactive. Fertility awareness becomes proactive, not stressful. Knowledge transforms urgency into confidence. This natural overlap between sperm and egg lifespan is intentional. The reproductive system is designed with redundancy and flexibility. Conception is not meant to be fragile or easily missed. Recognizing this design helps couples trust their bodies. Fertility becomes something supported by nature rather than threatened by small timing errors. This trust reduces emotional strain. Couples feel safer and more grounded during the process of trying to conceive. Confidence grows when biology is understood rather than feared. Flexibility in timing also supports mental health. Fertility journeys can be emotionally exhausting when couples feel constantly on edge. Understanding sperm and egg lifespan helps create breathing room. This breathing room allows couples to rest emotionally. They no longer feel that every cycle is a high-stakes event with no margin for error. When emotional pressure, resilience increases. Couples can continue their journey without burnout. Calm minds support healthy relationships and long-term well-being. Many couples worry that they are too late or too early when trying to time intercourse. Learning about fertility biology reframes there is more opportunity than people often realize. The fertile window exists precisely because of sperm longevity. This window gives multiple chances for fertilization, not just. Understanding this prevents self-blame. Fertility becomes about probability, not perfection. This perspective encourages patience and kindness toward oneself. Flexibility also protects intimacy. When timing feels rigid, sex can become mechanical or stressful. Knowing that biology allows room for variation helps couples stay emotionally connected. Intimacy thrives when pressured. Couples can focus on closeness rather than calendar. Healthy relationships support fertility journeys emotionally, even when outcomes take time. Balance between biology and connection is essential. Even when pregnancy does not occur immediately, understanding sperm and egg lifespan offers reassurance. Each cycle still provides opportunity and information. Fertility journeys are rarely linear. Some cycles are more optimal than others, and that is normal. Biology adapts over time. This understanding helps couples stay hopeful without becoming discouraged. Progress is not always visible right away. Patience becomes possible when expectations are realistic. Ultimately, the natural lifespan of sperm and eggs exists to support conception, not complicate. The body provides flexibility, so couples do not have to rely on perfect timing. This built-in design offers reassurance during moments of doubt. Fertility is more forgiving than many people believe. When couples understand this, they approach conception with greater calm and confidence. Flexibility is not a weakness of fertility, is one of its greatest strengths. Many couples believe that trying to requires perfectly timed intercourse every single day. This belief often leads to physical exhaustion and emotional pressure. Understanding that moderate, consistent intimacy is enough brings relief. Research and clinical experience show that having intercourse 2 to 3 times during the fertile window is usually sufficient. This approach balances biological effectiveness with emotional well-being. It removes the sense of urgency that can overshadow intimacy. When couples feel less pressure, they are more likely to enjoy closeness. Intimacy becomes something shared, not scheduled or forced. A calm and balanced approach supports both fertility and the relationship. The fertile window already provides multiple opportunities for conception. Trying to maximize every single day can create unnecessary stress. Consistency matters more than frequency alone. Moderate intimacy allows sperm to be present when ovulation occurs without overwhelming the body or the relationship. This balance is key to sustainability. Couples who feel emotionally safe are better equipped to continue trying over time. Burnout can be just as harmful as poor timing. Healthy fertility journeys prioritize balance over intensity. Excessive focus on daily intercourse can turn intimacy into a task. When sex becomes becomes mechanical, emotional connection may suffer. This can affect both partners' mental health. Moderate frequency preserves the natural rhythm of intimacy. It allows couples to remain connected without feeling obligated or pressured. Fertility should never feel like a performance. Emotional closeness is an important part of the journey. When intimacy feels natural, the process becomes more consistency does not mean rigidity. Life events, stress, and fatigue can affect desire and availability. A flexible mindset allows couples to adapt without guilt. Missing a day does not eliminate the chance of pregnancy. The fertile window offers room for real life. Understanding this protects emotional health. Couples who allow flexibility are more resilient. They can continue their journey without feeling discouraged. Flexibility supports both biology and emotional connection. Moderate intimacy also supports physical comfort. Daily intercourse can be physically demanding for some people, especially during stressful cycles. Listening to the body is important. Respecting physical limits helps prevent discomfort or resentment. Fertility journeys should not cause harm or strain. When physical comfort is prioritized, emotional safety, couples feel more in control and supported. Healthy boundaries protect long-term well-being. There is a common fear that less frequent intercourse reduces chances of conception. For most couples, this fear is unfounded. Moderate frequency still provides excellent opportunity for sperm and egg to meet. Understanding sperm lifespan helps reinforce this. Sperm can survive for several days, allowing flexibility in timing. This knowledge reassures couples that quality and consistency matter more than quantity. Confidence grows when myths are replaced with science. Moderate intimacy also helps protect the emotional bond between partners. Fertility challenges can strain relationships if pressure builds unchecked. Maintaining intimacy without rigid schedules allows couples to feel close and supported. Emotional connection strengthens resilience. When couples feel united, fertility challenges feel easy to navigate. Support replaces isolation. Relationships thrive when care is prioritized. Communication plays a crucial role in maintaining healthy intimacy. Open conversations about expectation, stress, and comfort levels prevent misunderstanding. When both partners feel heard, fertility becomes a shared journey rather than a silent burden. Mutual understanding fosters patience and compassion. These qualities are essential during uncertain times. Healthy communication supports both fertility and emotional well-being. Moderate intimacy allows space for joy and normalcy. Fertility journeys should not replace everyday connection and affection. When couples continue to enjoy closeness outside of fertility goals, emotional balance is maintained. Life does not pause while trying to. This balance helps protect mental health. Fertility becomes part of life, not its center. Sustainable approaches lead to healthier journeys. Ultimately, moderate and consistent intimacy honors both the body and the relationship. It supports conception while protecting emotional well-being. There is no need for extremes or perfection. Fertility responds best to balance, patience, and connection. When couples trust this approach, stress decreases and confidence grows. Healthy intimacy is not just effective, it is essential for a peaceful fertility journey. A very common concern among couples trying to conceive is the fear that frequent intercourse will reduce sperm count or quality. This belief often leads to unnecessary restrictions and added stress. Understanding the science behind sperm production helps replace fear with reassurance. In healthy individuals, sperm are produced continuously. Daily or frequent ejaculation does not typically deplete sperm reserves in a way that affects fertility. The body is designed to maintain sperm production over time. This knowledge allows couples to relax their approach. They no longer feel the need to save sperm for a specific day. Intimacy can remain natural and responsive. Reassurance reduces pressure and supports emotional well-being. Studies examining daily sperm counts in healthy men show that sperm quality remains relatively stable. While sperm concentration may fluctuate slightly, overall fertility potential is usually preserved. These fluctuations are normal and expected. For most couples, frequent intercourse during the fertile window does not reduce the chance of. In fact, it often increases the likelihood that sperm will be present when ovulation. Understanding this helps couples feel more confident in their timing. They can focus on consistency rather than fear of doing harm. Science replaces myths with calm clarity. There are certain medical situations where sperm counts may already be low. In those specific cases, healthcare providers may offer personalized guidance. However, these situations are the exception, not the rule. For the majority of people, frequent ejaculation does not compromise fertility. Assuming otherwise can lead to unnecessary anxiety and rigid rules around intimacy. When couples understand this distinction, they can approach fertility with confidence rather than personalized care matters, but general fear is rarely helpful. Fear-based fertility advice often spreads quickly, especially online. Couples may encounter conflicting information that creates confusion. Understanding evidence-based guidance helps filter out misinformation. The idea that sperm runs out is a misconception. Sperm production is ongoing and responsive to the body's needs. Letting go of this myth allows couples to enjoy intimacy without worry. Fertility journeys should not feel pure. Knowledge creates emotional safety. Reducing fear around sperm quality also protects relationships. When couples impose strict rules based on misinformation, intimacy can become strained. Understanding that frequent intercourse is usually safe allows couples to connect naturally. Emotional closeness supports resilience during the fertility journey. When fear is removed, intimacy becomes a source of comfort rather than stress. Healthy relationships thrive on trust. It is important to recognize that fertility involves two people and many factors. Focusing excessively on sperm alone can create imbalance and blame. Fertility works best when approached holistically. Understanding sperm biology helps distribute responsibility more evenly. No one partner carries the entire burden of success or failure. This shared understanding strengthens partnership and emotional teamwork replaces pressure. For couples trying to conceive, flexibility is key. Some cycles may involve more frequent intercourse, while others may not. Both experiences are normal. Frequent intimacy during the fertile window does not need to. The body is capable of supporting this pattern in healthy individuals. Trusting the body helps reduce mental exhaustion. Fertility journeys are marathon, not sprint. Sustainable approaches protect long-term well-being. Understanding sperm health also helps couples make informed lifestyle choices. Nutrition, sleep, and stress management play important roles in reproductive health. Rather than worrying about frequency, focusing on overall wellness is more beneficial. Healthy habits support both partners. This shift in focus brings empowerment rather than anxiety. Wellness supports fertility more effectively than restriction. Even when conception takes time, understanding sperm biology prevents unnecessary self-blame. Fertility challenges are rarely caused by one simple factor. Each cycle provides opportunity and information. Progress is not always immediate, but it is still meaningful. Patience becomes easier when expectations are realistic and informed. Compassion supports emotional resilience. Ultimately, frequent intercourse does not typically harm sperm quality in healthy individuals. This truth offers reassurance and flexibility. Couples can approach intimacy with confidence rather than fear. Fertility journeys benefit from calm, evidence-based understanding. Letting go of myths protects emotional and relational health. Knowledge creates peace and empowers hopeful parents. Many couples feel pressure to find the right sexual position when trying to. This idea often comes from myths passed down through generations or shared online. In reality, these beliefs add stress without offering benefit. From a biological perspective, sperm enter the cervical canal within seconds after ejaculation. This happens regardless of the position used during intercourse. The body's design makes positioning largely irrelevant. Understanding this immediately removes unnecessary pressure. Couples no longer feel they must follow specific rules or rituals. Letting go of this myth allows intimacy to feel natural and relaxed. The belief that certain positions increase fertility can make intimacy feel mechanical. Instead of focusing on connection, couples may focus on tech. This shift can negatively affect emotional closeness. Science shows that as long as ejaculation occurs inside the vagina, sperm are able to travel efficiently toward the gravity and positioning do not alter this process. Knowing this helps couples reclaim intimacy as a shared, emotional. Fertility does not require performance or acrobatics. Comfort and connection matter far more than position. Another common myth is that sexual position can influence the sex of the baby. This belief has no scientific support. The sex of the embryo is determined at fertilization by the sperm, not by position. Holding on to this myth can create unrealistic expectations and disappointment. Education helps replace speculation with understanding. When couples release these myths, they feel more grounded and less anxious. Fertility journeys benefit from clarity. Truth creates emotional stability. Focusing too much on position can distract from more important reminders, such as timing and emotional well-being. Fertility is influenced by biology, not choreography. Understanding what truly matters allows couples to simplify their approach. Simplicity reduces stress and supports mental health. Intimacy should feel safe and comfortable. Physical comfort supports emotional connection. Relaxation helps fertility journeys feel sustainable. Some couples worry that certain positions prevent sperm from staying in. This concern is common but unfounded. Once sperm enter the cervical canal, they are already where they need to be. Fluid that leaks out after intercourse is a normal mixture of seminal fluid and vaginal secretion. This does not mean sperm are being lost or wasted. Understanding this helps couples feel reassured rather than worried after intercourse. Biology works efficiently and quickly. Letting go of position myths also supports physical comfort. Couples can choose positions that feel good rather than ones believed to be effective. Comfort reduces tension and allows intimacy to remain positive. Fertility journeys should not involve discomfort or strain. Physical ease supports emotional closeness and trust. Comfort is not a compromise, it is supportive. When couples understand that position does not affect fertility, they can focus on emotional connection. This connection supports resilience during the fertility journey. Shared intimacy strengthens partnership. It reminds couples that they are more than a fertility goal. Emotional closeness helps couples cope with uncertainty and waiting. Connection is a powerful source of support. Education around sexual myths helps reduce shame and many people feel embarrassed to ask questions about intercourse and fertility. Clear, evidence-based information replaces silence with reassurance. Couples feel more confident and informed when people feel safe asking questions. Anxiety decreases. Knowledge creates empowerment. Removing unnecessary rules from intimacy allows fertility journey to feel more humane. Fertility is not a checklist, it is a biological process supported by connect. When couples feel relaxed, they are more likely to maintain emotional balance. Stress does not serve for freedom from myths supports mental well-being. Simplicity fosters. Ultimately, sexual position does not influence the chances of getting pregnant. This truth offers freedom and reassurance. Couples can focus on comfort, timing, and connection instead of outdated advice. Letting go of myths allows intimacy to remain joyful and supportive. Clarity brings calm and confidence to the fertility journey. Many couples are surprised to learn that some common sexual lubricants can affect sperm function. Because lubricants are widely used and marketed as safe, it's easy to assume they are harmless when trying to conceive. Understanding this detail helps couples make calmer, more informed choices. Certain lubricants can reduce sperm motility, meaning sperm may move more slowly or less effectively. This does not mean pregnancy is impossible, but it can lower the chances during the fertile window. Awareness allows couples to adjust without fear. Learning about lubricant effects is not about blame or restriction. It is about aligning choices with fertility goals in a supportive way. Small adjustments can bring reassurance and confidence. Many popular water-based lubricants are designed for comfort, not fertility. Their chemical composition can interfere with sperm movement or survival. This happens even though they feel gentle and harmless. This information can feel overwhelming at first, but it does not require drastic change. Couples can simply choose alternatives that are more spring-friendly. Understanding the difference helps replace confusion with clarity. Fertility awareness becomes practical rather than stressful. Knowledge empowers choice without creating pressure. It is also important to know that not all lubricants have negative effects on sperm. Some products have been specifically studied and shown to be safer for sperm motility and function. Certain oil-based options and fertility-friendly lubricants are designed to mimic natural cervical. These options support comfort while maintaining a supportive environment for sperm. Knowing that safe options exist brings relief. Couples do not need to sacrifice comfort to support fertility. Balance is possible with informed choices. Saliva and household oils are sometimes suggested as natural alternatives, but not all are ideal. Some substances can still slow sperm or disrupt their function. This highlights the importance of evidence-based guidance rather than assumption. Natural does not always mean sperm-friendly. Understanding this helps couples avoid trial and error frustration. Clarity supports calm decision-making. Reliable information protects emotional well-being. Ingredient awareness is an important part of fertility health. Some lubricants contain chemicals such as phthalates, which have been associated with reproductive health concerns. Learning to read labels may feel unfamiliar, but it is empowering. Awareness does not require fear, it supports informed consent. Couples can feel confident knowing they are making choices aligned with long-term reproductive health. Education creates security rather than anxiety. Using a fertility-friendly lubricant can be especially helpful for individuals who experience vaginal dryness. Comfort matters during intimacy, and discomfort should never be ignored. Fertility journeys should not require physical sacrifice. Supporting comfort and sperm health at the same time is possible. When comfort improves, intimacy often becomes more relaxed and emotionally positive. Physical ease supports emotional connection. It is important to remember that lubricant choice is just one small factor in fertility. Using a non-sperm-friendly lubricant does not mean pregnancy cannot happen. Fertility depends on many variables working together. No single factor defines success or failure. This perspective prevents unnecessary self-blame. Awareness should bring empowerment, not guilt. Gentle adjustments support confidence. Open communication between partners about comfort and preferences is essential. Discussing lubricant choices can strengthen trust and teamwork. When both partners feel heard, intimacy becomes safer and more supportive. Fertility journeys are easier when navigated together. Shared decision-making reduces pressure and builds emotional closeness. Connection supports resilience. Education around lubricants helps couples feel proactive rather than reactive. Instead of worrying after the fact, they can make choices calmly and confident. This sense of agency reduces anxiety. Fertility journeys feel more manageable when couples understand their options. Preparedness replaces uncertainty. Knowledge supports peace of mind. Ultimately, while some lubricants can affect sperm, safe and effective alternatives are available. This truth offers reassurance and flexibility. Couples do not need to eliminate comfort to support fertility. Thoughtful choices allow both to coexist. Understanding this small but meaningful detail supports a calmer fertility journey. Informed care leads to confidence, balance, and peace. Trying to conceive can feel emotionally intense, especially when surrounded by myths and conflicting advice. Many couples feel pressure to control every detail, which often increases anxiety rather than improving outcome. Relaxation and education help restore balance. Understanding how fertility truly works allows couples to replace fear with clarity. When expectations are realistic, the journey feels less overwhelming. Knowledge creates a sense of grounding. Calm does not mean lack of effort. It means approaching fertility with informed intention rather than panic. A relaxed mindset supports emotional resilience throughout the process. Education plays a powerful role in reducing fertility-related stress. When couples understand timing, biology, and natural variation, uncertainty becomes easier to tolerate. Questions feel less threatening. Evidence-based guidance helps separate facts from myths. This clarity prevents unnecessary guilt and self-blame when pregnancy does not happen immediately. Learning empowers couples to make decisions with confidence rather than fear. Confidence supports patience and emotional well-being. Relaxation is not about ignoring fertility goals. It is about creating emotional space where hope can exist without constant stress. Does not define commitment. When couples feel calmer, intimacy improves and communication becomes more open. Emotional safety strengthens relationships. Fertility journeys are deeply personal, and emotional health matters just as much as physical timing. A supportive emotional environment nurtures long-term resilience. Evidence-based guidance offers reassurance during moments of doubt. Trusted medical information helps couples understand what is normal and when to seek support. This knowledge prevents unnecessary panic. Not every delay signals a problem. Fertility often takes time, even under ideal conditions. Understanding probabilities rather than guarantees protects emotional balance. Science supports calm, not fear. Letting go of myths allows couples to focus on what truly matters. Fertility is not influenced by ritual, extreme rules, or perfection. Education helps couples simplify their approach. Simplicity reduces stress and supports sustainability. When pressure decreases, hope becomes easier to. Clarity creates peace of mind. Relaxation also supports self-compassion. Fertility challenges can trigger feelings of inadequacy or failure. Understanding biology helps counter these. Fertility is influenced by many factors beyond personal. Recognizing this prevents harsh self-judgment. Kindness toward oneself supports emotional healing. Compassion strengthens resilience. Evidence-based guidance encourages realistic timelines. Many couples underestimate how long conception can naturally take. Knowing that variation is normal helps maintain hope without unrealistic urgency. Each cycle becomes part of a process, not a verdict. Patience grows when expectations align with reality. Education supports emotional steadiness. Relaxation also allows couples to enjoy life outside of fertility goals. Fertility journeys should not consume identity or happiness. Maintaining balance protects mental health. Joy and connection matter throughout the journey. Life continues while trying to, and that is healthy. Balance supports long-term well-being. Supportive guidance helps couples know when to seek professional help without fear. Education clarifies the difference between normal waiting and true concern. This clarity reduces anxiety-driven decisions. Couples feel empowered rather than overwhelmed. Informed support creates confidence. Confidence supports hope. Ultimately, relaxation, education, and evidence-based guidance create a healthier fertility journey. They replace fear with understanding and pressure with patience. Fertility thrives in an environment of calm, connection, and trust. Knowledge empowers couples to move forward with confidence. There is no perfect way to conceive. Informed, compassionate. Peace of mind is one of the most powerful supports along the way.